Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show it to you how to schedule and set up a Zoom meeting. First thing that you need to do is you have to select Zoom subscription. They have different types of subscription. They have the basic, professional, business, and enterprise. So let's assume that you have done that steps already. And I'm going ahead straight to the account and show you how to create a meeting. It's very easy. You just have to select the meetings if you are going to set up a meeting and then click on schedule a new meeting. You have to make sure before you schedule a meeting, you have all the information about the meeting. First step is you need to write down and update the type of the meeting that you want to. Let's say, just for example, the meeting is all about the supplier. Then you have to update the description. Description is optional and you have the option to update it or not. But as a recommendation to look professional, I would recommend to update the description. Let's just assume that this meeting with the supplier is all about the new product launch. Then you need to update the date. You have to select the calendar and update the date when is the meeting, the timing, and you have to make sure to select if it's a PM and an AM. For this example, I select this 6 PM meeting with my supplier and the duration of time is for 1 hour. You have to understand that if you don't have a premium or a paid subscription of Zoom, you may have a limited duration of the meeting. But it's not an issue. You can always hang up and start the meeting with a new one. And if you have a paid subscription, even though you just set the meeting for 1 hour and you exceeded the timing, it's not a problem. You can just continue right away. You don't have to hang up the meeting. Then you need to set up the time zone. It's a drop-down option. You can just select the time zone. For this example, I will put the time zone as GMT +4 and then recurring meeting. If you want this meeting to be on repeat, let's say, for example, you want this meeting on a daily basis or a weekly or a monthly, then you just have to set the date and the end date when you want this to be occurrences. And a system will automatically create all the recurring meetings. Then you need to tick the registrations. If you want all the attendees to register prior to attending the meeting, you have to tick the registration. Under the meeting ID, you have the option to tick for the personal meeting ID, which is the ID that you will have. And you have the option to select the generate automatically. As a recommendation, generate automatically will be the best option. Then meeting password. If you want the attendees to enter the password prior to attending the meeting, joining the meeting, you just have to tick and the password will automatically generate. Under the video, there's an option for the host and the participants to keep the video on or off. Highly recommended as a best practice. The host will need to have the video always on once they launch the meeting. And for the participants, you have the option to keep the video on and off. But as the best practice would be participants' video should be always off. And once they will join the meeting, they have an option to switch on the video. Under the audio, you have as well option for the telephone and computer. I would highly recommend, and as a best practice as well, to click both. So if participants will use the telephone or a computer, they'll be able to join regardless of what device they are using at them prior to joining the meeting. Under the meeting options, there are quite a few parameters that you need to set. The enable join before the host, if you want the participants to join prior to before the host, and mute participants upon entry. I always mute participants upon entry in order to avoid disturbance and noise, especially if you are expecting a number of participants to join your meeting. Then enable the waiting room if you want. This needs to be enabled as well, and meaning if you will tick on this one, the participants will be at the waiting room if you haven't launched the meeting yet. Then there's also an option to select only authenticated users can join. So whenever they sign in Zoom, only all those authenticated ones will be able to join the meeting. And if you have a big meeting and you have a lot of discussions going on, you can create a breakout room, different breakout rooms depending on the topics that you want. 1 or 2 breakout rooms, so there will be different people will be joining in that breakout room. Then we have the option to record the meeting. It's like you are going to have the minutes of the meeting recorded during the meeting. So the options for the meeting, we have the options for the cloud to be recorded in the cloud and the computer. Once you click cloud, recorded in the cloud, you will be able to see all the concluded meeting under the recording section of your Zoom account. And if you will select the local computer, the concluded meeting will be on your desktop or whatever you downloaded in your computer. Then we have an option to add the alternative host, meaning it's the second person who will be able to launch the meeting in case you are late for the meeting or you are not ready yet. So this person, you just have to add email. This person will have the option to launch the meeting. So once everything is done, you just have to review if all the informations are correct. Then you have to save the meeting. Once it's saved, now you have the meeting all set up. Then you can add this to your calendar, Outlook or Yahoo or Google Calendar. And after that, once you've added it, you can now set for invitation. So you need to copy this invitation and send it by email to all the participants, and it will look like this. So they will have the link of the Zoom as well as the meeting ID in order for them to join the meeting on that particular day. So once it's done, you have sent out the invitations, you are ready for your meeting, and in case you have any changes or amendment or any additional in your meeting, you still have the option to edit the meeting and do the changes, whatever changes that you want to do, and then you can click save it again. Once it's saved, you are ready to launch your meeting. So hopefully guys, you got some value out of this video. If you have any questions, please comment in the section below. But just a reminder, you need to download the app in your, if you are joining via the link. Remember, I showed you the link in the invitation. If you are joining via the phone audio, you don't need to download. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. Please like and subscribe my video. Thank you so much and see you next time. Bye.